Welcome to the Inflow Podcast. I am your host, Michelle Bosch. I see a gaping hole across society that focuses on the outer work and forgets about the inner work, when what we really need is to bridge the gap between prosperity and spirituality to live a life in flow, with inflows of light, inflows of cash, inflows of creativity, inflows of grace in our lives. Each week, join me for powerful messages and interviews that will leave you inspired and ready to step into flow in your higher work. So now, let's go. Welcome, everyone. I'm your host, Michelle Bosch. Welcome to today's episode of the podcast. Super excited to come to all of you guys today. We have been in full swing here in the Land Profit, in the Land Profits world with the Land Profit Masterclass that has been taking place. And I am just so filled with gratitude for so many of you that registered, that have been with us live inside of the masterclass, and my gratitude for having an open heart, an open mind, and actually doing the work, actually showing up, actually doing your homework items. I am so excited. I can see so many of you are already seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. You found the one thing that is finally turning the corner for all of you. And today's episode, in lieu of the masterclass going on, if anything, and if you need to catch up on any of the sessions, you want to definitely reach out to your land expert inside of the Facebook group, the Land Profit Masterclass Facebook group. If you are listening to this and you have not registered and want to join that group, there's a personal invitation that will be coming once you register. You can go to landprofitmaster.com and register and catch up. Those replays are going to still be available through next Tuesday. You can still, have plenty of time to catch up on them. Each of those sessions are about 60 minutes. We have a few bonus sessions as well, this weekend for all of you, but you definitely have plenty of time to catch up. And if you haven't yet booked a call and you know in your heart of hearts that you are ready to start a career, not dabble, not, be plagued with entrepreneurial ADD, which you may have up till this moment because you hadn't found the right thing, to make sure that you go ahead and book a call at landcoaching.com so we can see if we're a fit for each other for our 1-year flagship program, the Land Profit Masters Coaching Program. So with that, I want to say, for today's episode, I want this episode, and I was telling even our team that the topic of this episode is do this one thing consistently and you will succeed in land investing, actually in any kind of real estate investing, and on anything that you decide for that matter. If you do just this one thing, are you guys ready for it? Would you like to hear what that one thing is, And success, let me, before we get into it, let me, back up a little bit, because what does success mean? It means so many things to many different people. And, for you, maybe success might mean being able to pay off debt. Maybe success for you means being able to quit your job. Maybe success for you means to be able to homeschool your kids. Maybe success to you looks like you can travel the world in style, 5-star resorts. Maybe it means for you a Ferrari, a Lambo. I love exotic cars, even though my car is not as exotic. I just own a Porsche. But if you are into that, maybe that's what success means to you. Maybe success means to you being able to help a family member. Maybe it's being able to pay off the home, that you grew up with and that your aging parents still live. That was something that was very dear, to my heart and to Jack's heart, and for both our parents as well, in helping them, retire early and being able to help our parents since they had given so much and supported us so much throughout the years. Maybe success means to you being able to, give back to your church, give back in your community, and really recirculate the wealth that you're creating through land profits and through land investing. Maybe that's what success means to you. Maybe it just simply means being able to wake up without an alarm, being able to, not have to deal with, maybe crappy or not so nice coworkers, and being able to have the freedom to choose the relationships that you want to actually foster. Maybe it's being able to create legacy wealth. Maybe success means to you being able to have a ton of passive income, way more than it exceeds your, your current lifestyle, so you can be completely out of the rat race forever and once and for all. So maybe that's what success means to you. But the one thing that I think will make that possible is what I'm about to share. And like I said, success can mean the achievement of goals, but it can also mean the fulfillment of achieving goals happily, in harmony, feeling abundant, feeling optimistic about your future. Maybe that's what success is all about, is about feeling fulfilled while you're consistently achieving your goals. That is my absolute personal favorite. So maybe that's what it is for you. So here it is. It is really, really, really simple. This is the one thing that you need to do. The one thing that you need to do is you need to focus on what you want. Oh my goodness. I know you might be thinking, what the heck? This woman just built up all this tension for nothing. It may sound simple, but it is so, so crucial. Focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. And more than often, what happens is that we focus on what we don't want. And how many of you have noticed, for example, that when you focus on what you want, the next thing that really creeps in very, very quickly into your mind is, oh my gosh, I want this, but how am I going to do this? And when you start thinking about the how, especially if you don't have the how and you don't have the skill set and you don't have the capabilities that we've discussed, and we talked about in the 4 C's during the masterclass, session 3, Jack and Master Coach Michelle Brown, just discussed, where you commit to something. More than likely, if it's something new, you're going to freak out and you're going to need to muster the courage. But then by actually doing the work with somebody alongside with you, helping you gain the skill set, the capabilities, the tools, etc., you are able to gain that capability, and with that capability comes confidence. Yeah. And so, but what happens when we go straight to the how? You know what you want. Say maybe what you want is an increase of $100,000 or $200,000 to your current income right now. And the next thing that you wonder is, but how am I going to do this? And you haven't found the how. And more than likely, when you go to the how without first looking for the who's, the right who's, what that how is going to do is that it's going to creep into your soul, into your essence, into your world, fear and negativity. And why are we on default always thinking about our what we want and then immediately thinking about how? I'm going to tell you why. The reason why is because we have lazy focus. We have been trained. It is so easy from programming across society to basically look for the how and basically have this lazy focus versus trying to figure out who are the people that have the answers, who are the people that have the knowledge, who are the people that have already, had really tears of defeat because they have done the mistakes, they have gone through the trial and error, and can guide you so that you can avoid all those landmines and help you navigate and steer away from all the rookie mistakes that usually, a beginning investor or somebody that has not been exposed to land investing does. Because even if you're a house flipper, I honor you for being here, because that means that you guys are humble, you're not arrogant, and you know that it's a completely different ballgame. Like, Master Coach Mike Smyer explained, he was actually a full-time house flipper, and now he's of course retired from house flipping, but he knew that he needed the coaching. He needed somebody that was in a completely different asset class, that was a master, that was going to be able to show him, those itty bitty 1 millimeter tweaks that are going to make the difference, that are going to collapse time, that are going to turbocharge and accelerate your results and really magnify and put a megaphone on the things that you're already doing, so that we take out all of the guesswork out of the equation and you can really move forward fast and quickly. So when you go into, focusing on what you want, if you see that immediately right after how am I going to do this creeps in, know that how comes with fear and with negativity. And that the moment that you feel that, or that you are aware of that coming into your, into your thoughts, that you think and zap it with who has the answer, who can help me, who are the right mentors, who's the right team, who's the right resource that can help me basically evaporate and zap, the problems that might come with the how, so that I can move forward and continue basically being in an energy of flow, of overflow. Yeah. Because that's what money requires. Being able to create money and leaps in income and actual money in your bank account requires that we be in flow, that we be in the moment, in the present, in the current moment, actually with somebody that has done the work before, that has gone through the path before, and that can help us accelerate, our results and bring us to the promised land much, much quicker. That's basically how we accelerate results. So I just wanted to, say again, if you feel the energy of how sucking you down, immediately zap it, and think about the who's that can come and basically resolve a problem that might seem monumental. Like, for example, I had just seen in one of our Facebook groups, somebody saying, oh my goodness, there's certain states where, they're not allowing you to market, your equitable interest. Well, that's a simple solution. You can use transactional funding. You can change your marketing. And instead of saying that I am selling my equitable interest, you're selling your contract. There's so many ways that somebody that has done the work, that knows from experience, what to do to circumvent any challenges that come up, will allow you continue in flow and moving forward, so that you can see and experience, those $10,000, $15,000 land flips, which are enormous inside of our ecosystem, inside of our Land Profit Masters community, so that you can see them happening, within the next 90 days. We discussed during our session 3, Master Coach Michelle Brown and Jack discussed how the 4 stages of growth work, 4 stages of growth that we put every single of our students that joins our 12-month incubator, where the very first stage is startup. And in startup, we get you to having not just one deal under contract, but you're going to hear and you're going to see successes here continue during the masterclass to see successes of so many of our students that not have one deal under contract, but have 3, 4, 5, 10, 12, 15 deals under contract in their first 90 days. And they're able to close maybe 1, 2, 3. That is not unheard of. I'm not saying, and I'm not guaranteeing that this is going to happen to you, because we all comes from different walks of life with different skill sets, with different already, aptitudes in terms of what our genius is. But know that if you do come into the Land Profit Masters coaching program, that we have that implementation support to help you execute and help you bring to success, that very first sprint of the startup, and get you to that first sprint. And if a deal on average is anywhere between $10,000 and $15,000, that's $30,000, $45,000 that by the end of summer, are already in your bank account, and you've seen ROI and your investment into the coaching program into 12 months, and you will still have 9 months, to still keep on doing deals and move on through the next stage of growth of our land flipping businesses, which is, build up, where we're basically increasing the volume of deals. We're increasing the number of counties, the number of mailings, so that we can have an amazing deal flow, a pipeline of deals that are consistently closing. And then the next stage is the build out, where you're actually now, because you have the money is in your bank, you've created leaps in income, you can actually reinvest in your business and bring VAs, bring help, bring team that can help you get out of the minutia, out of the busy movement, so you can focus on the activities that actually move the needle most, that are actually revenue producing, that are actually making you cash, which is, for example, talking to buyers, negotiating with buyers, renegotiating with sellers so that you can get more offers accepted. That's where the money's at, as a beginning investor in the land investing world. And pretty much in anything that you do, really, there's going to be critical activities that are going to drive, your cash and your profits. And those are the ones that you want to spend your time in. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, we're not doing this so that you can get yourself another job through land investing. We want to actually free you up so that you can actually experience that success that we were discussing, at the beginning right now of this episode of the podcast. So focus on what you want, get a clear picture, imagine exactly how it will look like. Imagine exactly the dollar amount in the time frame that it's going to happen. Imagine how it's going to feel. Imagine the things that you're going to do with it, and really create a mental picture and focus on the things that you want so that you can actually give life to that vision versus zapping it. Most people, when they want to, start something out, they have, oh yeah, this sounds exciting. This sounds amazing. Everything that Jack and Michelle and the entire Land Profit Masters community has been teaching me here during the masterclass sounds amazing. But so you have, but when you have that that is like having, an affirmation with the yeah and the yes, and a negation with the but. It's almost like you have a blessing and the curse right next to it. And that means you have your one foot in the gas, but one foot on the brakes. And that's why your life has flatlined. We want you to get out of being in a life that has flatlined. And we want you to start experiencing a life of abundance, of expansion, of feeling energized, of being optimistic about your future, because you know that you have the right team surrounding you with support so that you can continue making, leaps and bounds and strides in any challenges that actually come up, can be solved simply with somebody that you can rest in the strength of their experience and their skill set, and basically use that to catapult you forward. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to talk about. I also want you to think about, those things that you do want. And when you're imagining them, that you also, bring into your world appreciation for the things that you want, but also appreciation for the things that you already want. I know that inside of the Land Profit Masterclass group, I did a post about Tina Johnson and Megan, who are a mom and daughter combination duo, really dynamic duo that joined our Land Profit Masters coaching program, right in at the beginning of the pandemic, and they saw, their income really in a very short period of time, within 6 months, almost reach $190,000. And what did they do? They looked into, how can we make this coaching happen? They knew and they could see that story after success story inside of our coaching group, and inside of our, Facebook communities. Most of the people that were doing great deals were inside of our Land Profit Masters coaching. And they're like, how can we do this? And they realized that they already had the resources to be able to join and make that investment. I think for Tina, it was a no-brainer for her to use 401k money, 401k funds that were sitting there idle, doing absolutely nothing, to really help them catapult and turbocharge and really get off the ground their land investing business. And so maybe that is for you, is appreciation, gratitude, for the things that we already have. It could be your health. It doesn't have to be your 401k, but it could be your health that you already have, that you're vital, that you have vitality and energy to go out there and make this happen, and be all in and really take action and put your money where your mouth is, and make things happen. Yeah. Not just talk about it, but actually doing it. Not just talk about having cash confidence, but actually being cash confident. Yeah. So important also to remember that it is good to have appreciation by imagining what we want, but also have appreciation for the things that we already have and not take those for granted. So focus on what you want. I want you right now actually to do an exercise with me. If you have a piece of paper and if you're driving, while listening to this, of course, do this when you get home. And this is a recap actually of a tiny little exercise that we also did on session 1 of the Land Profit Masterclass. Again, if you need to go ahead and get replays from those, make sure that you contact your land expert. We have David Van, Michael Robert, Jennifer Clark, and Sarah Wilcox inside of the Land Profit Masterclass group that can get you a link to the replay so that you can catch up. They're still available until next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, all replays are coming down. So you want to make sure that you consume, that you binge watch, that if you're planning on watching Netflix, that is just another way where another lazy focus where instead of focusing on what you want, you're basically self-medicating and not really putting good things into your mind. You're putting, your mental diet, is so important to watch our mental diet and not put crap, not put violence, not put drama, not put, I don't know, things that are not going to bring you forward. So if that's the case, if you need to catch up, make sure that you contact your land expert. And of course, if you're ready to book a call, go to landcoaching.com, landcoaching.com. We are here with open arms, ready to link arms with you. And remember that we have our bonuses, which are still available. I think, which is the paid in full bonus, which was $4,000 if you were live on Zoom today, Thursday, and if you were not live on Zoom, I think there might be still wiggle room, but it's for those that want to pay in full that were live on Zoom. I'm sorry, and that also have access to 3 additional one-on-one calls with a master coach. You also part of the bonuses, which are 8 bonuses. It's our very first time doing that many bonuses because we know that right now, the time of the summer, instead of being a time where everyone is, really on vacation, putting pause on their life, you could be really turbocharging your life. We wanted to give you all the incentives. So we have the paid in full bonus. We have the one-on-one calls. We have the fast auction bonus, which is a done for you blind offer campaign with 200 leads. We have the done for you email follow-up campaign for land buyers. We have the deep dive in talking to buyers and sellers. So you can actually know all the things that you need to do to be able to renegotiate, to negotiate with a seller, with a buyer, so that you can really talk to them assertively with poise, because buyers and sellers want to be led through a transaction. If they feel, an inkling of fear in in how you conduct yourself and how you have those conversations, sellers, buyers, they can smell that, they can smell your despair, they can smell your fear. So you're going to be feeling, rock solid, after you're done with this deep dive with Aaron Williams, one of our master coaches. You're going to have a Facebook paid ad sales mastery session with David Van as well. A county selection deep dive. This is so important. This is the domino that gets everything working like a charm. If you don't get this right, we see, Megan and Tina were too that, had selected the wrong counties. And because of that, they were not able to offload, the right properties. And even with some of the not so nice land that they had put under contract, by being inside of the Land Master Coaches, community and being able to troubleshoot with their master coach one-on-one, which happened to be, actually Mike Smyer, who you met on session 2 when he was really teaching you guys mastering lead generation, scaling lead generation, and scaling it in the right counties. You don't want to be doing this in the wrong counties, in the wrong markets, because then nothing goes. Yeah. And what might be the right area and market for a house flipper, is completely different for a land flipper. So that's why I honor you if you know that you're a house flipper, but that you want to have and rest in the strength of the experience of somebody that is doing 100 plus deals a year, the top 1% of land flippers in the country, that I honor you for having already booked your call at landcoaching.com and wanting to join us. We can't wait to partner with you. Anyways, and the last bonus, tracking what matters, which is something that we're actually actually going to be covering on session 5 of the Land Masterclass with our Land Profit Master coaches. We're going to have a panel of coaches where we're going to be talking about basically tracking what matters when it comes to the buying, to the selling. This is the nitty gritty of KPIs, metrics that allow you to really run your business by the numbers. Yeah. And you guys get of course, the session number 5, but then a deep dive so that you can already start your land business with almost like a land MBA under your belt when it comes to optimizing those from the very get-go so that you can maximize on your marketing dollars and make the most out of your mailing campaigns, the money that you're going to be spending on marketing. Yeah. So those are the bonuses. And again, my challenge to you is focus on what you want. When you have the but, remember, zap the but and just go for yes, I'm doing this. And this is who I'm doing it with. Yeah. That you zap and eliminate any of the negativity and the negation of the affirmation of that new reality that you're trying to create. This might sound a little bit like woo-woo, but I bet you, I can guarantee you that if you cultivate this way of thinking and really cultivate your thoughts and your mind like we do with our Land Profit Masters, students, we have an entire accountability division of accountability partners that are there by your side, not just during the 6 quick start intensive, to help you turbocharge, the journey of this 1 year that you're going to have with us, but they're here with you every single step of the way throughout those 12 months, to help you over any mindset issues, any mindset hurdles, any old programming. They're here for you. They're well trained. They're extensively trained in our system. So they're not here just for mindset. Many of them are actually full-time land flippers in our accountability division. Yeah. That have actually even some of them gone through our coaching program and now are doing their full-time, job or their full-time businesses and now want to also give back inside of the community and are here to support you, not just with the actual know-how on how to do the land flips, but with the mindset because it was transformational to them as well. They entered the program one human being and they exited the program 12 months later, a completely different person, and that came from cultivating mindset. So focus on what you want, whether it's increasing your income by 200%, whether it's increasing or being on track, to still this year, create $100,000, 6-figure income, 250,000. I mean, we've seen people in a matter of 6 months, create over $400,000 in income. Like you heard it from, and you're going to be hearing it, from some of our case studies and clients that are right now inside of the program or that have just recently graduated. I mean, you have a proven system, you have a proven method here that, where you're not basically guessing and making the mistakes that all the rookie investors at the beginning do, because you have the right support, the right delivery, the right team. We're not a one-man show. We didn't just wake up today and decided to coach. We've been doing this. We know exactly what works. We know how to bring people to success. And I can say that with conviction because our results speak for themselves. So with that, guys, make sure that if you haven't yet booked your call, that you go to landcoaching.com, book your call, that you reach out to your land expert if you need to get caught up with any of the sessions that you may have missed, that you continue recommitting, throughout the week and throughout the weekend. We're going to continue having a few more bonus sessions for you guys. And what is a week out of your life to really, put your life in motion and basically be on the runway. We want this week to be like the runway where we're about to help your airplane, your little airplane of your new land business really take off and keep you in motion, flying and soaring, like an eagle, not like a turkey, but like an eagle. And so guys, the problems that you're experiencing right now in your life, they're nothing but games. They're nothing but puzzles. And you don't want to start any game with a defeated mindset. You want to start a game with a mindset full of positivity, full of expectation, full of manifestation, full of abundance, full of a feeling of courage. So problems are our opportunities to really muster courage, to muster creativity and how we're going to solve. If the issue is like, well, how can I afford, coaching, is figuring out, okay, what What am I overlooking that already exists in my life? Who are people in my life that may want to partner with me? Could it be a family, a friend? Could it be, maybe a 401k, that a resource that is already there available, maybe is partnering with someone else, to join the coaching program. There's always a way, and there's always a who to find a way to make this happen. We are here waiting for you with open arms. Again, landcoaching.com. I hope that you guys enjoy and that you guys apply this one thing consistently, which was, again, remember, focus on what you want. And that is a wrap. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. I hope this episode left you feeling inspired and ready to get inflows of cash, inflows of light, and inflows of faith in your life. I welcome your reviews on iTunes. Please leave me a review and help me create an amazing community of women in flow. Thank you, as always, for sharing your voice by going to michellebosch.com and joining the conversation about this show. And while you're there, grab a copy of my 10 Commandments to Living a Life in Flow. You can also follow me on Facebook at Michelle Bosch and on Instagram at Michelle Bosch Official. Thank you very much, and until the next one.